Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Strixhaven draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. You can also click that little bell icon once you've subscribed to get notified when I post future videos. And if you wanted to catch all of the action live, come over to the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. If you would like to support my content directly, you can do so via the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. And you can also gain access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet, my tier list for Strixhaven in the process. I think Mila Crafty Companion is a fantastic card, a great one to open. The 3-mana 2/3 part is really nice because it is almost always going to trade with a card, because if they do target it, you get to draw a card, so that's really nice. And then the Luca half is also pretty solid because Planeswalkers, if you can ultimate him, it's really good. And just having a Planeswalker in the situations where it's good to have a Planeswalker is quite nice. So I think this is going to be a pretty easy first pick out of most packs that you open it in. Mila, Crafty Companion, and Luca is just a good combination. I think after that, I'm not really a fan of the Whirlwind Denial, Conditional Counterspell. Not a huge fan of this. Very conditional as well. I think Maelstrom Use is very good for blue-red. And then I think that I think this card's better than the commons that are in the pack just because of how explosive you can have after you play this on a turn. And then Hunter's Onslaught and the other card in the back were also reasonable. Okay, so we've started with a Mila, which means that we can kind of go we could just play this in any white deck and it'd be good. I would certainly play it in an Orzhov deck by itself. We do see a Quintorius here, which could be a really nice indicator of going towards red-white. I'm going to hover that for now. We already have a card that's really good in red-white. Now we see another card that's really good in red-white. And those could both be a nice little 1-2 punch. Both of those are quite nice. Strixhaven Stadium I don't think is as good, but it is a really cool card. And I think it's certainly playable in your more controlling decks if you need a little bit of extra ramp, and then you can sometimes win the game with it if the game stalls out. Daemogoth Woe Eater is pretty solid. Then there's a couple good black cards. Lash of Malice, Hunt for Specimens, both pretty solid. Eureka Moment's quite good. Pillar Drop Rescuer goes well with the Mila because you can get it back. That's kind of funny pseudonym. But yeah, we're going to take Quintorius here. After that, I think I would take Daemogoth Woe Eater maybe, or maybe Eureka Moment or Pillar Drop. I don't think I have a huge priority list after that first pick card. Okay, so now we're in a classic territory here. We've got two great red-white cards. I think the Elephant's pretty good. It can just win you the game by itself if you build a deck around it. We've got two good red-white cards, but we don't see any good red or white cards in the pack. Elemental Summoning is a pretty good sideboard card. But I think that there's a good black-green card, good black-green card, good blue-green card, black-green card, Field Trip. So I think we're going to take one of these uncommons or the Putrefy. I'm actually very tempted by Quandrix Apprentice. This card seems quite good to me. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to take one of these. I think Woe Eater is probably a little bit worse than Quandrix Apprentice. Apprentice can just win you the game when you play it on turn 2. It starts getting you lands. Putrefy is also a really good removal spell. I don't mind giving up on my first 2 picks to find the open colors. It's looking like black-green might be a little bit more open than blue-green. But I think I'm just going to take Quandrix Apprentice. I think that card's really good. Okay, looking like a good decision to snap up the Quandrix Apprentice. I am a huge fan of Wormhole Serpent after my last draft, but I think it's still worse than Kelpie Guide. I do like this card quite a bit. There's also Fractal Summoning, which is good, Quandrix Campus, Eureka Moment. I think the Guide's a little bit better than those. There's also a Mage Hunter's Onslaught, which is a good card. But as we're seeing, there's not really good red-white cards, so we're just going to probably give up on these cards, or, yeah, probably. Hello, Premier 2. I think we're just going to take the Kelpie Guide. If this wasn't in the pack, if it was just some random junker, we might take the Wormhole Serpent, might just take Eureka Moment, which I do like, especially with Quandrix Apprentice. That's a really good combo. Or Fractal Summoning. I do like the Campus as well. That was weird. Don't know exactly what went down there. Okay, so now we have Kelpie Guide, Quandrix Apprentice. It's looking like blue-green might be open. We see a lot of blue and green cards. There's an Elemental Masterpiece, but that's not really where I'm looking to go in this particular moment. We could take a Field Trip. I think Field Trip number 1 is probably better than Environmental Sciences here. We first picked the Mila. Honor Troll can do some good stuff, but I like the idea of going Quandrix Apprentice into Field Trip or something like that. And I think this card is better than the Environmental Sciences, though this card is quite nice in certain situations. You only really need 1 copy of this, so I'd rather have Field Research, which I'm fine playing multiples of. And it's looking like blue-green's relatively open. Curate definitely performed decently well for me, as long as I remember how it's templated. You have to choose the cards you want to go to the graveyard, rather than the other way. Now, I think Snow Day is a nice pickup. I've just been pretty impressed with this card overall. I do like Quandrix Campus, too. But I think that Snow Day is a little bit above the level that I would be happy taking a Campus at. It just does a lot of good things. It can stall you the game. It can win you the game. It can just do a lot of good stuff for you. Leyline Invocation is pretty solid as well. I think Cogwork Archivist is definitely playable. Pledge Mage, not a huge, like, it doesn't work as well if you're playing the more controlling decks. I don't like Adventurous Impulse. It's just like a 1-mana cantrip thing. Those cards just doesn't really do enough to impact the game, I don't think, to be quite good enough. And it's just, sometimes it even misses, which is kind of bizarre. Okay. So now we are confronted with a pack that doesn't really have much for us. There is potential for moving into blue-red, thanks to these, like the Arcanist and the Pilgrim of Ages, I guess, is also a reasonable card. Introduction to Prophecy is also a fine one to pick up. No, I don't think so. Koronakaway. We could potentially still be playing blue-red, I guess. So we could take the Artist, or we could just take Introduction to Prophecy. I'm just going to take the Introduction to Prophecy. I've been pretty happy getting it. And now another Field Trip. It's looking like we've kind of got a good lane here. Witherboom Pledge Mage is fine. I don't think it's a Return to Lorehold. All these cards are kind of bad. Field Trip is great, though. And now we get a Elemental Summoning. This card is fantastic to see. It works really well with Field Trip. Going Field Trip into Elemental Summoning in your blue-green deck is a really good curve out. And we got Eureka Moment back. Fantastic. Eureka Moment's a very powerful card. And I guess we'll take the Archivist. I do like this card sometimes in my deck. Wormhole Serpent, underrated card of the year right there. That card's fantastic. Quandrix Apprentice works really well with Eureka Moment, decently with Field Trip. Just, we got a lot of good synergies going here. Charge Through or Curate? I think I'd rather have Curate. It's just more flexible and it doesn't need to target anything, so there's no blowout potential. Boom, Leyline Invocation, pretty solid. This card's actually pretty reasonable. It's just a massive creature a lot of the time. And it works with our Apprentice, and it's like a creature and a spell for our stuff. Looks like Nikolai will only play Quandrix and Silverquill. Yeah, that's me. Mr. Force my deck over here. Our deck is wide open, though. We wield Wormhole Serpent. This card is a sleeper. I had 2 copies in my deck yesterday, and it absolutely carried me. I just kept getting into spots where this would be the only thing that would win me the game. I don't know. I don't think they're really, like, token-focused. After drownings, devourings, and 1 highly unpleasant algae infestation, unsupervised portals use on campus was banned. Yeah, makes sense. I'm surprised they didn't ban it earlier. Well, we've opened up Zimone. I love to see it. Zimone is fantastic. Works well with all of this ramp that we have. We have 2 Field Trips, Eureka Moment for like some ramp, Quandrix Apprentice to get us to 8 lands. And Zimone is just a really nice payoff. I don't like exponential growth. It's just too unreliable. It doesn't do enough, really. I just think it's pretty much an F, unplayably. So, I do like the art, though, and the concept. But yeah, pretty easy Zimone. Yeah, nothing else is even remotely close. Second pick out of this pack is maybe even Snakeskin Veil or Expanded Anatomy, which is kind of wild. Pretty easy Zimone, though. You love to see it. Ooh, and now Harmonize. 4 mana, draw 3. You love to see that. That's a really good card to pick up. When you're ramping a lot, you want to have cards that like can refill your hand, so I like Harmonize. Bury-in Books, or Bury-in Books, depending on how you like to pronounce it, whether correctly or incorrectly, is also a reasonable option. I don't have any interaction right now, so... Oh, I guess I have this to tap things, but I do need some interaction, and so Bury could be a card I need, but I'm just going to take Harmonize for now. Just very powerful. Okay, let's see. I do like Serpentine Curve. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate that. 40 viewers coming on in. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're drafting. We are currently playing a Quandrix deck, it looks like. We don't have any interaction, which we're kind of lacking. I think instant and sorceries, we have 7 of them. I'm just going to take the Scurrid Colony, maybe, just to make sure I get it there on 2 drops. I just need to make sure I have a few. Serpentine Curve is also a reasonable one, but I already have a couple 4 drops. Not really playing the Demogoth Titan right now. I don't really have any fodder for it. But I like getting a copy of Scurrid Colony. I think I need like a few 2 drops. And then after that, I don't really prioritize them as much. Devouring Tendrils is perfect. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. I just like having access to some removal. This doesn't buff the stats, so it's like not the same as Mage Duel, but it's still a good card, I think. And you can gain some life. After that, I would probably just take the Biomathematician. But yeah, this one's nice. I do need removal. Now, I don't think this card's particularly playable. Just really wacky card. Op does stuff sometimes. I think I'm just going to take Prismari Campus in case I want to splash red for maybe like an explosive welcome or something, because I do like having one big top end card. But also, there's not really as many black cards that I'd want to splash necessarily. Boom, getting the Needlethorn Drake. Nice little defensive 2-drop. Helps me against flyers. Also works well with my Devouring Tendrils. Op just doesn't do anything. Whoa! Thank you, Zach, for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome on in, everybody. I haven't actually played with Vortex Runner yet. Thanks, Zach. I don't think I need another Curate. Vortex Runner's probably okay. This card's also pretty cool, but I don't think I need it. Runner hasn't been great. I don't think any of these other cards are better though. Okay, now we get a land. Perfect. I think I'm going to take the land over the Drake. I have a couple 2-drops already. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really need more than 4 2-drops in this sort of deck. Getting the campus is really nice. I take pretty much as many campuses as I can get in most spots. Expanded Anatomy is a fine learn card. I don't think I really need Charge Through. So now my learn cards are Expanded Anatomy, Introduction, and then Elemental Summoning is probably the one I'll get the most. So yeah, you don't really need more than 4 2-drops in your defensive decks. Past Summoning could also be a fine learn card to go get. It's great with Drakes. Yeah, it is pretty solid. Okay, I get another Prismari Campus, so if I am trying to splash red, it could be doable. I would want to get one of the Environmental Sciences learn cards to help me splash red, but I don't think I really need to prioritize it as much. Get another Archivist. I do need interaction. I'm currently lacking in that department. I only have this one Devouring Tendrils. I don't mind Amplemancer. This card's reasonable. I'm probably not going to play all of these 2-drops that I have, though. Nice. We opened up a pretty good rare. Multiple choice. Five mana. You get a 4/4. Get to draw a card. You get to bounce something. You can even bounce your own creatures. Synoday's not the interaction I'm talking about. I'm talking about like Mage Duels. I pretty much take Mage Duel over like every other card that I see. I feel like I've got more, like so many Mage Duels. But multiple choice is good. After that, I would probably take Fractal Summoning. Or probably just Field Trip again. I don't know. I like Field Trip. Demonic Tutor is a pretty solid card in Limited, but I'm not going to splash it. Ooh, perfect. Devouring Tendrils, number 2. I do like Frost Trickster, don't get me wrong, but I think I just want to have more actual kill spells. And I have some big stuff here. 4/5s, 3/5s, reasonably sized creatures. It also works well with this Needlethorn Drake. Gotta just get some interaction into this deck, because if I can't kill threats, then I'm just going to get beaten by whatever random cards they have. I think having 2 of these is going to make a big difference. Also gives me some life gain. I think I might actually prefer Mage Duel to this, though. I'm not sure on that front. Okay, now we get a Decisive Denial. Again, I'm still passing up on these Frost Tricksters. I don't think this card's particularly good. I think sometimes just casting this for 6 to get 4 lands is actually kind of okay. You don't really ever want to cast it for 4 to give them lands, but paying 6 to get 4 lands from your deck can give you a lot of flexibility to do stuff. And I think Decisive Denial is good. Frost Trickster's my second pick out of this pack, and then Leyline Invocation. This card I got second to last in the first pack, so getting another one of those is not unimaginable. Okay, now that I have a few... I think I just need to take another Decisive Denial. I already have a Zimone. I guess I don't have all that many ways. I have this to put my mana. Maybe I do just want another Zimone. I haven't gotten to play with Zimone yet. I do like Decisive Denial a lot. Yeah, Denial seems really good to me. I agree. I also like the land to help me with consistency, but I'm obviously not taking that over one of these uncommons. Denial seems really good. And I already have a Zimone. And there's a Field Trip. I'm not taking Field Trip. I'm taking one of these 2-drops. I'm going to take the Denial. Just having more interactions nice. It feels really good to have. Ooh, and now I get the Eureka moment. Makes me feel better about not having the Zimone. You would take the 5/5, the Witherbloom Pledge Mage. Witherbloom Pledge Mage could actually be a card that I need for this deck. I guess I have 10 creatures, and I'm probably going to wheel a Leyline Invocation. You would take the 5/5. Is that because I already have a Zimone, Zach? And you think the Legendary rule is kind of a downside? Yeah, I need some larger creatures for the fight spells. I agree. But I think we're going to get back the Leyline Invocation, which will help. Wow. Kelpie Guide. Nice. I think Zimone is overrated. I haven't gotten to play with it yet. I think this card's quite good, though. The counter ability is actually pretty relevant. I'm hoping to get some of these Leyline Invocations back. I'm just going to keep taking the ramp and the Kelpie Guides and all the good stuff, though. Witherbloom. Ooh, Cultivate. I like Cultivate. Yeah, I'm not taking Introduction to Annihilation. I've never played that card, and I don't really like it very much. I never end up getting it. I'm getting Cultivate here. I'll just get this card, I guess. It's a Learn card. Might as well. Boom. This is exactly... Oh my gosh, another Field Trip. Nice. I foresee getting back some Leyline Invocations. Okay, Scurrid Colony, sure. Boom, we got the Pledge Mage back. Perfect. Another field trip, eh? Do I want another field trip? Maybe. You never know. I don't know if I can afford to play 4 of them. But we'll see, I guess. I'm not high on Access Tunnel at all. So I did not wheel. I wheeled one of the Leyline invocations, but then I took like a cultivator. Like I took something else over it. Where is class going? I guess we'll find out together. Probably they're going to elemental summoning school. Okay, so this is an interesting deck at the very least. I think the 2 Scurrid colonies are fine. They give us a nice, like, kind of big creature to reward us for all this ramp. I'm not going to play 4 field trips, though. Probably going to play 2 of them. I have 2 field trips and a cultivate. I'll probably play 18 lands here. Curate. Not going to play that if I can help it. Not going to play the Amplimancer if I don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 2-drops is fine. Maybe even on the high end. Good amount of card draw here. Probably don't need all of those. Maybe just want 1 Cogwork Archivist. See you later, Zach. So 12 creatures, 13 non-creatures. Probably only need 1 Scurrid colony. This seems reasonable to me. I've got a lot of ramp here, so. Drake. Needlethorn Drake is really good in my deck. It works really well with Devouring Tendrils because of the way Death Touch interacts with these. It's not a consideration. Luca's not worth splashing, and splashing double-colored cards is more trouble than it's worth. Vortex Runner is an interesting consideration of cutting. We wheeled one of them, but we took something else over it because we also wheeled like something else. We got a Witherboom Pledge Mage, which is like the big creature we needed to work with our fight spell. Yeah, the ramp also helps with these, yeah. I'm not forgetting that, don't worry. You just don't want to have too many ramp spells. If I had more elemental summonings, I'd play more field trips, but because I only have a couple of ways to make like tokens off of my field trips, I'm not going to play too many of them. I guess I don't need Cogwork Archivist if I have Scurrid Colony, because it's like, by that point in the game, it's just a similar sized body. Maybe I just try like that. One of them ended in a Wormhole Serpent. I'm trying to make room for an extra land, I think. I have some good stuff to help me find lands. I think I'll be fine. Yeah, it's too much. It's not that big of a deal on the Twitch chat front, and I just end up talking it through anyway, so I'm not going to end up doing that, I don't think. It's just because then if I switch to this view, it screws people up. Not cutting, not cutting. I could cut a Scurrid Colony if I really wanted another land, but I think I'm fine. I could cut Vortex Runner too. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And add an extra forest. 4 mana, 4 mana. 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 4 mana Yeah, that seems reasonable to me. Yeah, we'll try it like this, and I will see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support me and my content at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special thanks to those at the credits level. It is thanks to patrons that I'm able to steadily improve the quality of my videos and produce content on a consistent basis. Even just a couple bucks a month goes a long way, and there are a host of cool rewards you gain access to by becoming a patron. One perk of particular note is my card-by-card grade spreadsheet for Strixhaven, which will provide you with my up-to-date thoughts on every card in the set. If my content has provided you with some value, please consider supporting my work on Patreon because it really makes a big difference. Without further ado though, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1. We're going to keep this on the play. We have a decent number of creatures to draw on the deck. Or like field trips or that sort of thing. Nice. Flooding, yeah. Opening hand immediately calls flooding. Hello, Gahitsu. That's impressive, Freecorn. Very impressive. Okay, I'm kind of afraid of that card. I'm going to gamble, though. Actually, I'm not going to gamble. Just going to get my 5/5 into play. That's pretty awesome, Freecorn, not going to lie. I'm going to try to hit a land drop. If I fight this guy, I can fight that guy. I want to fight something. That's my play. I'm more afraid of the treasures because the ramp is really kind of scary to me. Yeah, I can tap the Pledge Mage is what I'm thinking. Whereas I can't stop the treasures. Okay, I can no longer tap the Pledge Mage. And I can also just trade with the Pledge Mage with Death Touch and stuff. And I don't want them casting their 7-drops ahead of schedule and stuff. So it looks like they might be planning to... Just gonna keep playing my lands out. Because they're missing land drops and stuff. I think killing the Treasure Maker has worked out much better for us so far. We could hit him down for another bit of damage. That's huge. What do I want to do with this decisive denial? Do I want to fight the Quandrix Pledge Mage? Do I want to fight the Spectacle Mage so they can't cast a big 7-drop? Or do I want to hold it up to counter their spell? I think my first step is to draw. I think I'm going to kill their Pledge Mage. And now I can scry an upkeep potentially. So they have 5 cards in hand, but I have twice as much mana as them. So far, I'm very happy with my decision. Getting rid of this guy. Sure, I'll draw that. So I could trade this guy for a 3/3 and a 2/2. No, the mod is just like a cool thing that I gave to Gehitsu because Gehitsu's always around. Or tunes in a decent amount. Okay, 4/4 is definitely worth playing here. So is this. I can attack, trade off these two. This makes it harder for them to cast their big spells. Perfect. Scurrid Colony over Cogwork Archivist was definitely a good decision, I think. Because there's a very narrow window where Scurrid Colony's worse, but it's better in the early game by quite a bit, and similar in the late game. What could that attack mean? Okay. Killing this thing was such a huge play in this game. That was such a better thing to kill. Yeah, pretty much Gapio. Also, people can get scared just by seeing that there's a moderator. Okay. Okay, so we got wrecked by the Draconic Intervention rare. A tad wrecked. Oops, forgot to scry. That's okay. A 4/4 is still probably the best here. Ouch. I don't play around sweepers in limited, pretty much ever. Especially when they don't have a card in the graveyard that punishes me for it anyway. Sure. Oh my god. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just dead. Yeah, board sweepers do that sometimes. If I had drawn Harmonize into some things, it would have helped. Honestly, it was just this card that beat me. I think I played pretty well, and that card just... I can't play around them having a sweeper. I lose far more equity in a game if I play around the random sweeper that wouldn't have even done anything if they hadn't also discarded a card. Like, they had to discard a spell that was big enough and then have that card, and I have no reason to expect that they even have either of those things, so... yeah. On the play, this is a mulligan, I think. I just don't have both colors, which I really need. We'll keep this, though. This is nice. Ditch the Kelpie Guide. I want to go this into this and then have Harmonize to refuel. Punished. I'm pretty okay with that trade. I have 8 lands now. And I don't want them to end up doing anything too broken against me. Okay, Professor. I can make a 4/4 and make them bounce a creature. They'll have to they'll just replay Pilgrim Invasions though. But it's still a nice tempo play, I think. Maybe I could cut 1 land because I do have a bunch of ramp. I'll consider it for the next game. Because this thing's also ramp. I have like a lot of ramp. Yeah, I'll probably cut a land. I feel like I'm not struggling to get lands out of my deck. I'm at 18. But I have 2 field trips to cultivate. Yeah, Kelpie tapping whatever I need is really nice. Get out of here. Interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about going down to 17. I'm considering it still. I don't think the difference is not like monumental or anything, but having an extra spell could be nice. We're not flooded. We have plenty of stuff to do. We got Wormhole Serpent. Oh, that's beautiful. So I have 4, 8, 10. I want to be able to give multiple things unblockable, so I'm not going to use my Scryland. What? Why would they put it on that guy? Hit me with your best shot, buddy. Okay. That's a good draw. So I could just attack for 4. I could attack for 8. And then scry. I kind of like that. If they kill this, they have enough damage to kill me, so I'll hold this guy back to block the Pilgrim.
Liking this new set. Thanks for the great content.
Thank you so much, Andes. I'm so glad you enjoyed my videos. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. So now I have lethal with my 3 creatures. It's 11. I can give them all unblockable. 4, 8, 11. And I can still afford to block there. Not great. Jeez Louise. Wow, lethal exactly. Gosh darn it. Oh, that didn't work out. Or could I have done things differently that game? Let's look. I will say that I think the game would have played out a little bit differently if I had off of the field trip trigger, if I'd hit a land off of that for my apprentice, because then I could have jammed elemental summoning on turn 4 instead of having a tap land. Multiple choice, maybe I could have used that better. I don't know. Things just didn't like things that blind a little bit well for them. Let's see. I feel like I have like 12 lands in play every game, but I've only played 2 games, so it's really hard to get a sense for it. I'm gonna keep it like this for one more game, and then if I still feel like I'm flooding out, I'll add in the Vortex Runner. That was unfortunate. Unfortunate. This is a good hand, though. Okay, Team Pennant. Sure. Next turn I can Devouring Tendrils, whatever creature they have that's scariest, with my Death Touch guy. Sure. I think we're about to be 1-2, though. Things are looking up. So they can block there, take 5, go to 1. I can also just wait to draw one more land, and then all my guys just win me the game. So I either draw a land, which wins me the game, or I draw a non-land, which wins me the game. Okay, sure. Field Trip would be the best draw, I think, or Field Trip would be the best draw. That's actually the best draw, because now I can scry to a land. Got the win. You know what change I'm going to make? I'm not going to change the land count just yet. I'm going to cut the cultivate for the field trip. For a field trip. I think it's better. I think field trip is just a better card. Because it gives me options on what to do in the late game. Whereas cultivate does not. Again, we had a lot of lands there, but we were really hoping to get to that 18th land. I kind of want to try this Vortex Mage, though. Jeez, man. I'm just going to play the field trip. Thank you so much, Say Yo Ho, for the subscription. I really appreciate the support. Let's go. 10 months. Yeah, that's a long time. This is the dream. 2-drop, 3-drop. Got my elemental summoning in the sideboard. This card's going to be great. I think I should have gotten a second one of these. It would have been real nice. Quandrix Pledge Mage is really good. Kind of annoying. I'll try to get that bigger. I'm going to go this turn, this card, plus summoning. Next turn I'll play Field Trip and maybe Pests. Or Field Trip and Scry, probably. That's huge. Okay. Sure thing, say yo-ho. Oh my gosh, did they really play around decisive denial? I can't believe it. I guess they had this to untap lands and stuff. I'm gonna kill their tapper. I do have Snow Day in the deck, and I can cast all of my spells. They can trade this 4/4 for my 1/1 Death Touch. I'm not actually. I actually don't want that to happen. Could get 2 counters, or I could just draw a new card from my deck. I think I'm gonna do that. How do I... How do you just... That's frustrating. That's horrific. Certainly frustrating. UI things like that always kind of irritate me. They have the 1 card that can punish me, and then they can buy it back too. Yeah, I would have drawn a land. Snow Day. And then I can tap this 3/3. I don't think I can win this game, realistically speaking. The bounce spell was just too good against me. Ether Helix. I think I need to try to draw my worm hole serpent. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Golden Phoenix. So they go like double block, and then I just fight one of them, and let's do the one that's already being fought. Are you kidding me? Jeez Louise. Oh gosh. This Quandrix Pledge Mage owned me. It was just so large that I couldn't just sit back and wait. So they're holding up something. This is an unfortunate turn of events. If I cold top deck my Wormhole Serpent, I have 1 in 8 odds. I can piece together the win, maybe. Nine, 13, 17, and I barely live. I don't think they're giving me the option. They can just untap stuff. Multiple choice, eh? So I'm at 5. They have 1, 2, 3. So if I hold back this blocker, I tap this guy, I tap this thing, block there. So can I afford to attack? No. Oh, I really wish I could though. Let's say if I attacked for 4, how would they block? They'd probably take it, they'd go to 6. Then they attack back with everything. I would have to tap this thing, block this, and I die. Yeah, so I can't do that. I think I have enough to give everything unblockable, though, if I top deck my Wormhole Serpent this next turn. Counters from Mathematician, yeah. Oh, yeah, I die exactly. Yeah. Okay, I was dead anyway. Oh. Yeah, I don't get to choose what I bounce. I don't think I could have really afforded to bounce my own thing. Yeah, maybe I could have bounced my own Scourge Colony. I don't know. Yikes. I think I needed to draw my Wormhole Serpent earlier. If I drew my Wormhole Serpent earlier, I could have maybe won this game. Except they had, like, infinite interaction, but still. It being one of my bottom 5 cards was kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Why not Eureka Moment? Because I had to draw my Wormhole Serpent and have the mana to activate it twice, which still wouldn't have been good enough. That was tough. I don't think the deck was bad. We had some interaction. We had the 2 Decisive Denials, 2 Devouring Tendrils. Multiple choice was not as good. Letting them choose what to get bounced is really not ideal. 2 Kelpie Guide, some Field Trips. That last game, Leyline Invocation would have been so good if they'd had literally any card but Ether Helix. And then they just cast Ether Helix like 3 times against us and destroyed us. It was just unlucky there in that situation that was the card they had. I don't know. I feel like that's the only card that can punish Leyline Invocation, really, again, from blue-green. Other than like Kelpie Guide, but even then the Kelpie Guide has to keep tapping and stuff. So that was really a turning point, was them having Ether Helix. Ether Helix is really good against that. Yeah, overall, I guess Vortex Runner would have maybe done work. I wasn't super unhappy with 18 lands. I think not being able to discard a card with my Field Trip at one point was kind of unfortunate. We have a lot of mana sources in the deck, but like all of our cards get much better when we have lands in play, like Zamone, Scurrid Colony, Kelpie Guide. And then we have a decent amount of card draw to help bail us out a little bit. We have Wormhole Serpent. Probably could have gotten away playing 17, though. I don't think it would have made a big difference in the games that we lost. Could have maybe played 17. Maybe I overdid it on the ramp sources, but I've done this with a previous decks where I play a lot of mana sources when I have a lot of stuff to do with mana, and I have not felt really bad about it, so I actually felt relatively okay about the mana situations in the past. Vortex Runner is a card that I kind of wish I'd tried, just as an experiment. Especially because then I can get Expanded Anatomy from the sideboard to make it even scarier. Could have probably done some things differently in some of the games. Things just didn't line up perfectly either. Oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. If you were watching this on YouTube and made it all the way to the end of the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. If you say I should have played 17 lands, I'm going to flip my mind's going to flip, because I'm sure I'm going to get about 50,000 comments like, oh, after you flooded 4 times, you should have cut a land. But that's just small sample size a lot of the time. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of those comments regardless. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way to the end, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag failed the test, because we had multiple choice in the deck. We did not succeed on the multiple choice test. We lost like every game we casted, I think. Or most of the games. I think we won 1 game, but I don't know. I felt like we got a little unlucky too. We played against that one deck that we were going to beat, and then they had the sweeper. We played against the one Ether Helix. Just unfortunate there. The Ether Helix wrecked me. I didn't get to play Zamone ever. Zamone would have been really good in the deck. That was one of the reasons to play 18 lands, that sort of thing. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Check out the Discord server, linked in the description and pinned comment. It's free to join for everybody. My articles linked below as well. And if you want to support my content directly, check out the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It really does help out a ton. And it's been great to see all of the support over there. That's going to do it for this video, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.